Hello, hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? Please say hi in the comment section and let me know where you are joining me from. Oh my goodness, I am super excited about today's topic, which is all about designing for everyone. Hi everyone, my name is Flora Basie. I am a digital accessibility expert and founder at Lenora Tech. Lenora Tech is an incredible company with the value and mission to help and support leaders and professionals easily create products that are inclusive and accessible to everyone, and that will include users, employees, or visitors with visible or invisible disabilities. All right, this platform is meant for you and me to share, to collaborate. So don't feel shy. Say hi in the comment section. I promise you, I can see everything live. So if you have any question at any point in time, just put it in the comment section. If you have to share your thought or you have additional value you want to provide, because although I think I'm an expert, quote to quote, I am still learning every day because technology is just changing all the time. All right, so don't feel shy. Say hi in the comment section. I love to describe myself because in my audience, sometimes we have people with low vision or we have people who are blind. So, hi everyone, I'm a Black woman. I'm always smiling or laughing. I'm currently rocking like some kind of locks, very long black locks, and I'm wearing a blouse that is yellow and black, and I'm wearing a necklace that is teal, color teal and ivory, I think, and that's about it. All right, so I see a few comments. Don't feel shy. Even if you're watching the replay, feel free to comment. I always love to go back and see what you guys are saying. Okay, so I see a few comments. Let me see who is sharing here. I see AJ. AJ say, hi Flora, this is amazing. Thank you for having me. Oh, I'm so happy you're here, AJ. Oh goodness. I see Erin. Hey, hi Erin. She said, hi there. Joining from Vancouver, BC. Yes, British Columbia. Super happy to have you here, Erin. I see as well Manuel say good morning. I can always hear your smile. Ah, I love it, love it. Yes, we gotta smile, we gotta laugh, and it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we go through ups and downs, but that's all right. That's a human experience. I see also Brianna who said hi from Dallas. I'm from Dallas. Oh, hi, Brianna. I used to live in Texas. Gosh, it was just great. So yes, keep on saying hi. If you have any question, just drop it in the comment. And if you are hearing something you appreciate, love, or can relate to, give me a thumbs up, okay? Or any reaction. I will even take a heart. I see Dax is here as well. He said, hi, everyone. Hi, all. And he said, hello, I'm from Sacramento. Yes. Hi, Dax. Oh, my goodness. I am super excited to have you. And Dax, I saw you as a guest speaker in one event. I'm trying to remember. It's going to come up. But I'm super excited that you're here as well. See, I'm checking you guys because I want us to have a connection. And again, if you're hearing something and you feel like you want to add a little bit of meat or information, feel free to jump in. We're here to collaborate. There is no judgment here. It's really a safe platform to just move forward and embracing inclusion and accessibility for everyone. So here are 5 keys that I think are important to ask. Or I would say 5 key questions that are important to ask, especially if you want to be successful and drive accessibility forward. All right. My first key is definitely, you have to be aware of the standards. Okay, ask yourself the question, the project we are working on, aligning with the standards around accessibility. And then you go further, what kind of standards we have in the country, maybe in the state, maybe, or in the province, in Canada, for example, we have AODA, which is one of the standards that are really pushing and advocating for accessibility in the Ontario province. But I know, for example, in the state, we have the ADA, the American with Disability Act, and really just pay attention to where your organization or business is located, where are you working on a project, and try to abide by the standards. Most of the standards I've noticed, really, regardless of where the location is, are really following the WCAG. Well, some people will call it WCAG. Have you heard about WCAG? Can you put WCAG in the comment section? I just want to see if the audience have worked with those guidelines before. Let me know. If you haven't, that's totally fine. Just put no in the comment section. All right? Let me know that you are here, you are listening to me. Let's just work together. All right? So let me know if you heard about WCAG. Put just WCAG in the comment section. Well, the WCAG is really about web content accessibility guideline. It's really, I love that at least we have guidelines, we have a principle, we have, solution or a plan to follow easily to meet the compliant. But I have to be honest with you, meeting the guideline is not enough. It's really not enough. You really need to pay attention to the clientele you have, to the visitors you have, or perhaps to the employees you have in your organization. Now, some people will say, wait a minute, Flora, the guidelines are already crazy to follow, but it's important, as I said in one of my previous episode, the guideline and are fantastic, really great to start with, but it's always evolving with the needs of the people. So you already have the people in your organization, or you already have the people as visitors, as clients, as user. Pay attention to the feedback they are providing. If there is something that is not working for them, try to figure out a new way before even the guideline are updating. It's really, really key. Some people just want to check the box. Don't do that. You are closing the door to so many incredible clients. According to the WHO, the World Health Organization, 1/5 or 1/6 people have a disability in the world. That's more than 1.3 billion people. That's a big market. You don't want to leave money on the table. I see a few comments. Let me check those out. But I'm telling you, it's so important. Okay, I see who is that? I think Dax AJ said, no, I haven't heard about the WCAG. AJ, go and check it out. It's out there. If you just Google WCAG, you will be provided with a set of principle guidelines that most people are using to make their website inclusive and accessible to everyone. But like I said, you need to be careful, okay? Brianna said, yes, I heard about it. And Erin said, of course, yep, I heard about it. Manuel also said, yes. I see Brianna also share. We always say it's the floor, not the ceiling. Oh, gosh, I just love it. And you are so right. It's just giving you a blueprint, a starting point. But you really, really have to pay attention to the people, because at the end of the day, listen, it's not the reverse. We are not following the guideline for the sake of following the guideline. The guidelines are meant, they have been created to help support the people. So we need to pay first attention to people before paying attention just to guideline. But trust me, I've had those, discussion with with people and organization and leaders. Some are very inclusive, they will go for it. Some people will feel like no, until the laws are requiring them to do that, they won't move, they won't do anything. So I mean, It's crazy. If you don't do anything, guess what? You're just leaving money on the table. All right. So the second question that you really have to ask yourself whenever you want to again to push accessibility is, do we have expert in accessibility? Do we have people with special skills in accessibility? Trust me, I've seen I've seen organizations that believe that, their web developers are very skilled in accessibility from the get-go. No. I am not saying that a web developer cannot have that knowledge. Don't get me wrong. A web developer can really hone and learn about accessibility and do wonderful work. But do not assume that web developers have accessibility skills. And let me know your thought also in the comment section. From my experience going from one organization to another organization, developers are fantastic. They are really good at the work they are doing, the language, the technology. But sometimes when it comes to accessibility, if you're telling them, for example, that a screen reader user, a person who's blind, is not able to pay a product, they usually feel very shocked. They usually feel like there's no way, because we created the website in the way that everyone should be able to use it. But the screen reader is probably not able to find the pay button because that pay button has a different name that might not actually work, or maybe it's just an image. And screen reader does not. Again, the screen reader does not by default read images. There's no way. So you have to put a text alternative. But I figure out, I will share that little information. But it's true. You need to have expert in your working and supporting your projects. If you do not have an expert and you feel like, oh gosh, we don't have an expert, maybe we don't have the budget for that. Well, there comes the third question, that is our teams, right, getting the right training? And it's really, that question is really important, because you may assume that the team is all right with the information and the Googling that they're doing, but trust me, I've noticed also that there is a little bit of gap in some organization where you will see only one person has great knowledge, maybe among the teammates, around accessibility, but the remaining of the team, they're not really sure. They can try a few things, they will try their best, and that's why you will see delays in pushing accessibility in your digital project, you know because they're not really sure what they're doing. Sometimes they will just grab a solution by Googling or by researching, and they will implement the solution, but that solution will either not working as expected for the screen reader, or it might actually create more problems. And that is really the reason why you want to make sure that your team is learning accessibility properly. Have them be a part of an accessibility educational group or something of that nature. Have them read the principle of the WCAG and have discussions around that. I don't even think, there are a few organizations, I think, that have like the Accessibility Center of Excellence, where they can discuss some of those topics that are not really black and white. But oftentimes the developers are not really joining those discussion room. I think also because of the workload that they have, to implement, they have to create like the product that they have to create. But I think it's essential to provide them with time to have training and to also have discussion, so that whenever there is something that is not working, they have a chance to discuss with an expert and find a solution, and that solution can be implemented or used by many people in the organization. The number four question you should ask. And I think that this question actually can be set in priority, perhaps number two or number three, is, are we engaging people with disabilities in the design, in the ideation, in the end product review? Really, three areas. I've seen sometimes, I'm going to be honest, but I'm not going to name any company. I've seen sometimes situations where, well, people with disabilities have not been engaged in any of the processes. So you will have great, incredible leaders and stakeholders, designers creating a solution and thinking that this should work for a person with a disability. You will also sometimes see that they have expert in accessibility supporting the team. But again, one expert in accessibility might not be able to represent properly, a person with a lived experience. And people with a lived experience are also different. Okay, so there is a lot of variation. But again, I'm I am not judging. Everyone's work and start somewhere. I remember one of my good friend, Meryl Evans, she always says, progress over perfection. But what do you think? Is it better to move progressively toward accessibility, or are we aiming for perfection? I want to hear your thought. Can you just let me know in the comment section? For me personally, accessibility is a journey, okay? Um, and Simon Sinek, said before, there are certain gains in life that are finite gains, meaning there is a start, there is an end, and the rules are very static, like football, right? We have a time, we have the team, and we have the rules. Accessibility is not one of them. Shocking, maybe, for some people, but not shocking. Do you know why? Accessibility is an infinite game. There is no proper rule set. You know, few years back, we have the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines 2.0. Right now, we are following the 2.1. 2.2 just came out last November, and there is a 3.0 that is coming soon. The rules are not set in stone because there is an evolution in technology, in the people needs, and the more people understand what is a limitation for a disability experience, there is a lot of change. There is not set timeline. I know, of course, you're gonna say, Flora, come on. We have some deadline from organizations, and we have some deadline from the government, and we have to meet them by then. You're right, but trust me, beyond those deadlines, accessibility is still going to be a need, and it's still going to change, which mean again, there's not really set deadline. You do have to progress to meet those deadlines that have been set. But trust me, as we create more content in website, there is always a need to enhance, to fix, to, and all of that. Accessibility is not here to disappear. That's what I'm saying, period. It's not a finite game. So trying to aim for perfection, well, good luck with that. It is probably possible, perhaps, but it's very, very important to create structure, system in place, and also bring all the key points that I have already listed for you. As I said, let's think about the standards, which was point number one. Let's think about expert in accessibility, which is point number two. Let's think about training, proper training for the team and discussion, which is point number three. Let's think about bringing people with disability, engaging them. Some people feel like, no, they should not engage with people with disabilities at the very beginning of the design process, at the ideation, but this is really where you have to start. After, it's often late and more costly. It is costly at the end. Can you imagine building a house and realizing at the end that you forgot to put a bathroom? The toilet is not in the house. And then you're like, oh, well, let's figure out how we're going to retrofit that house and probably put the bathroom outside. Or maybe we should break one area and just insert some kind of bathroom, maybe a bowl to go. This is crazy. Can you believe that? This is crazy. So it's important to start engaging with people at the very beginning. One of the things that I like to do usually, and I advise more organizations to do, is just to have a consultation. Just have a discussion. Bring people at the beginning when we start for your ideation. Share with a few people with disabilities what they think about this solution, or did they, you know, at some point in life experience something similar, or did they go through something that is quite similar? They might actually have more insight for you at the very beginning, and you will be able to explore those data, those tips, those recommendations, and make your product more appealing, more attractive, more inclusive for everyone. Trust me, when you fix something for a person with a disability, you're not just fixing it for the person with a disability, which is what people usually think. People with disabilities have family. Some of them are married with kids. Some of them are child, or they are kids too. Some of them are working in organizations, you know, and so they are always followed with a great network. And so when you make a product inclusive and accessible, guess what? There is free advertisement for you as an organization, but also you are attracting the network that come with this person with a disability. So really think about it. I see a few comments. Let me read them. I see Brianna said, absolutely, progress over perfection, especially with companies or developers that are new to the process. Good point. Good point, Brianna. You get more buy-in uh, um, by showing it's a marathon, not a sprint. Oh gosh, I love that. Please keep on sharing your comment. I just love it. Thank you, Brianna, for sharing. I see Erin also said something. She said, there's no way to be perfectly accessible for every barrier to access. So, no. See? We are always trying our best. So, really, let's celebrate the progress that we are doing, not not just trying to, get it perfect. It will come, perhaps, like I said, perhaps not. But having a great, solid foundation will help a lot. Now, my last point really is about bringing diverse perspectives, bringing diverse insights, bringing representation in your organization. This is really, really, really important. Oftentimes people feel like they don't fully understand accessibility because in their network, in their circle, in their family, they don't have anybody with a disability. So it's not surprising that sometimes when I speak to leaders, to professionals, or to individuals, and I said, businesses have clients with disabilities. And they're like, no, there's nobody with a disability in our business, which is so, so not true. Oftentimes people think that a person with a disability has a visible disability, meaning, for example, a person who's blind or a person who is using, for example, a wheelchair. But many disabilities are invisible. As a matter of fact, 70% of disabilities are invisible. Someone uh, may not be able to see color. They have color blindness, right? Someone may have a learning or reading disability. There are so many disabilities that are not visible. So whenever you create things properly and you're designing with disability in mind, you will create a product that will attract so many people. Like, gosh, so many people. Whenever we talk about representation, I fully understand that you might not go just and start, you know, creating a friendship with different people with disability out there. That's not what I'm trying to say. But it will serve you to start connecting with people with disabilities. Like, for example, on social media, there are so many incredible people that you can follow who are really sharing about their struggle, but not only their struggle, they are also sharing stories about how they are overcoming a lot of things. A developer did tell me at some point that, I should start advocating for accessibility inclusion in digital products because people who are blind cannot code or create website. Guess what? That is so not true. There are incredible people who are blind who are easily creating websites. They are just not approaching things the same ways as sighted users. So I will invite you definitely to, I will drop a link, I think, on the comment section where I will share you a fantastic resource. So I've been working and discussing with incredible people from all spaces, leaders in the DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. I've been discussing with advocate influencers who may have a disability or may not have a disabilities, and they are sharing their stories. They are sharing what could be better. They are sharing tips and strategy. So again, as I said before, representation is key. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section if you agree with that. Is representation key? I've seen a lot of people feeling inspired, accountable, knowledgeable after hearing a person will have a disability, for example, navigating a website with a screen reader. They were so blown away, and they were also shocked to see some of the gaps, some of the limitations from this individual. And that shifted their mind, that made them more committed for inclusion and accessibility. So really, representation is everything. If you feel like it's a bit hard for you to find good content, good discussion around inclusion and accessibility, again, I'm going to drop a link after this event on this particular link or event or page where you can get a resource. And that resource is the LT Diverse Perspective Hub. I just launched it. It's free to create an account and navigate the content and have discussion with your teams as to what can we do to make our products, our projects, our initiatives inclusive to all. Again, this is me. The time is over. I hope you had a great time learning and you heard something that resonated with you. Again, don't forget to share in your network this episode. I will really appreciate, and I will see you next time. I have a fantastic guest speaker coming and sharing her experience. She has a disability. You know what? I'm not going to say no more. If you are not signed up in the LT Diverse Perspective, do so, because you will see exactly the link to the next event and you will be able to join me. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.